बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम व्यूअर्स, मैं हूं नाज और आप देख रहे हैं मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल मौजा। हम देख रहे थे जी कोल क्रीक, बहुत से उनके बेडरूम्स, उनकी डिफरेंट लेबॉर्ट्रीज और बहुत सी चीज़ें हमने दिखाई आपको। उसके बाद जी हम गए एक ऐसे कमरे में जहाँ पर एक जो चाचा जी थे जी, उन्होंने हमें बहुत सारी पुरानी चीज़ें दिखाई जिससे बहुत सी यादें ताज़ा हो गई बचपन की, और दादा जान की जो हिकमत की शॉप थी वहाँ की बहुत सी चीज़ें, इसमें के तराजू और बहुत कुछ आपको दिखाएंगे हम और एक्सप्लेन करेंगे जी चाचा जी थानू अंग्रेज़ी दे विच, क्योंकि जी अंग्रेज़ी तो उन्होंने ही साढ़े तो चंगी आती है। ए लो जी, ए वो कमरा जी, इतने थानू साइकिल नज़र आएगी। तो उस तो बाद है देखो जी डिफरेंट पुराने लैंप जिहड़े तेल ना चलते सीगे। राइट साइड ते जिहड़ा जी जाला जिहा पिया है खिड़की हैगी जी चूहे फड़न वाली, ते चूहे का एक पिंजर जिहा भी नज़र आता तुहानू, ते उहदे नाल सिलाई मशीन पई है जी पुरानी हत्थ नाल चलण वाली। बहुत सारियां इत्थे जी पुरानियां चीज़ां देख के बड़ियां यादां ताज़ा हो गई बजुर्गों दियां पुरानियां चीज़ां दियां। यह देखो जी पुराने कप कटलरी, तो बहुत सारियां ऐसी पुरानी ईवन के बोरियां जड़ियां कपड़े दियां होंदियां सी, जूट दियां बोरियां, बहुत सारी चीज़ां सी। फिर हौली हौली की होया जी, चाचा जी ने ध्यान किया कि असीं ज़रा बहुत गौर ना देख रहे हैं, तो उन्होंने आके जी फिर सानू एक्सप्लेन करना शुरू कर दिता।
Fruit and vegetables, eggs, that sort of thing, because people would barter for those sort of things. Somebody had, a lot of eggs, so they come in and exchange it for whatever they wanted. Hardware section, so as you can see, different things made out of glass, metal, tin, no plastic things here. Yeah. The old lamps, you come and buy your lamp here, you broke your glass, you come and get a new glass for it. In the old days, they didn't have the toilet inside.
Oh, this is the toilet.
Yeah, yeah. Under the bed, so we call them a gazunda.
Nice.
Yeah, well, Mixmaster.
Wow, amazing.
People still use those ones, a little single bit.
Yeah.
I still use one of those at home myself. Yeah, so lots of different things here. Yeah, I'm just trying to find a new record to go on my record machine, but I can't find one at the moment. I've got lots of records, but none of them seem to play any good. They're all worn out, I think. But we can try another one, see what it's like. So the old wind-up record player, you wind them up. Every time you play the record, they recommend you put a new needle in. So we'll do that.
Every time.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I just can't find a decent record.
Good.
Yeah, when I first got the record it was really good, but now it's worn out.
Nice.
They came out with 3 different size needles. There was a low tone, a mild tone and a loud tone. This one's only a mild tone one. It's also got volume control. If it's too noisy, you roll the sock up, shove a sock in there.
Easy way.
And if I start talking too much, people tell me to put a sock in it.
But we know you have been here for 50 years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 52 years I've been involved here, yeah. Yeah, so that's the old gramophone, the old rat trap there, sits in the rats, old medicines there, different sorts of medicines and tonics. Some of them were good, some of them weren't so good. Some of them are still made today. This one here is still made today. Not sure when they started, but it's still made today, a very old one. That one there, also a very old one, going back over 100 years, still made today. This one here, nearly 130-year-old, still made today. There it is there. Yeah, so lots of different medicines and things, tonics.
I think Glaxo D, they still made now. The Glaxo D, this
Glucose D.
The glucose D, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's still available, is it?
Yeah, because I remember using them when I was a kid.
What is this wire thing? This?
Oh, that one, I'll show you from around the other side here. I'll go around the other side.
Okay.
I'll show you a few things around here. demonstration. It'd have to be a store that'd be at least twice the size of this, where they had a department for the menswear, the ladies' wear, the hardware, the groceries. Each section had a counter with one of these above the counter, all right, and someone working behind that counter. So when you came in and you bought your items, they write it all down on a docket. So in the grocery sections, you come in, you want 2 pounds of tea, so much a pound, a pound of sugar, so much a pound. Keep list going on. So you put the list in there, pull the handle, and that goes up to a little office where the cashier works. The cashier takes the docket out, adds it all up, works out the total, sends it back, and you put the money in, the money goes up there, comes back with the change. Sometimes it's done with one transaction if they know roughly how much it's going to be. So yeah, then the cashier's busy during the day doing that. One person looking after the money, or depending on the size of the store, there might be 2 people in the cashier's department. So back at Kelly's, with 80 paper money underneath and the docket and the change in there.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I've usually got a few lollies in there for the kids, because that's what had happened. They come back and there'll be lollies in there for the kids. So I better load it up again. So when you went shopping in the old days with your mum and you were good, you might get some lollies. You get offered a lolly. When they were selling things like the biscuits, loose things, there were a lot of loose things in the early days, like the flour and the sugar was loose in big bags, so they'd get the scoop and scoop it out and put it into the scales, like for the peanuts. So somebody wanted peanuts, 4 ounces of peanuts, there you go, put it on the scales. Some people still use these old scales, the old balance scales, yeah. So there we go, there's a 4 ounces of peanuts. If you're a good customer, the shopkeeper might say, have a few extra peanuts. They do the biscuits the same way, like everything, flour and things that way as well. They do the biscuits the same way. They just get the tin down. People could buy a big tin, but quite often they only want to buy them. So you go into the shop and buy a penny worth of broken biscuits. Yep.
What's this for, if you don't mind?
This is a cheese cutter.
Oh, cheese cutter. Oh, yeah.
Yep. So somebody come in and say, oh, can I try a piece of that cheese? So you slice a little bit off. Oh no, I don't like that one. Can I try that one? Not a little bit. After about 6 lots, the man behind the counter, this side, he says, oh, I've had enough cheese for today, thanks very much. They've got factories all over the place now, including Australia. Cadbury's dairy, or Cadbury's chocolate, they've been going for 200 years. 1824 they started, so it'll be 201 years this year. McRobertson's chocolate, that's an old Australian company. They started off in about 1880 in Australia here, and they were just as well known as Cadbury's back in the day, right up until 1967. And then in 1967, Cadbury's brought them out. McRobertson's made the original cherry ripes, so they made the original Freddo frogs, and also used that name too, the old gold. And when Cadbury's brought them out in '67, they picked up those brands. When cherry ripes first came out in 1924, they were made with real cherries, and they were about that big and cost 3 bar, 3 pennies. Yeah. Champion vinegar. They started business in around about 1730 or something like that. Vegemite. Yeah. Who likes Vegemite? Everybody likes Vegemite?
Yeah.
Do you know how old Vegemite is?
You might.
How old is Vegemite? That's an original Vegemite jar.
Oh, really?
1923.
Wow.
So 101 year old.
102 years.
Yeah, 102
Wow.
this year now. Yeah. Yep. So that's an original jar, very hard to get those little jars. And the label there, I made the label myself because you can't find them with the labels on.
Yep.
So that's an exact copy of the label. When Vegemite came out, now you've heard of Marmite, have you? Yeah. Yeah. Marmite's the English version of Vegemite. It's not as strong as Vegemite. Made by the English company Sanitarium. And they also made it in Australia and New Zealand here. So when Vegemite came out, Marmite had been on the shelf for about 16 years previous.
Oh, okay.
So sales of Vegemite wasn't very fast, it was very slow. So the man that made it, he thought he'll change the name, so he changed the name of Vegemite to Parwell. Very strange name. And if you think of Ma and Pa, Ma might, but Pa will. Yeah. And that's the way they used to advertise it. It didn't last very long. It was only available like that actually in South Australia, Western Australia and Queensland. And then about 4 or 5 years later they changed it back to Vegemite. And now of course it's a national icon, so everybody knows Vegemite. So if you want a jam sandwich later on, come back in and I'll make you a jam sandwich.
Then we need an ambulance.
And there's another nice one you might like. Finest Sydney sheep's tongue.
Sydney.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And of course you can't get that any longer, but that's an old label from the First World War. A lot of those labels are First World War labels that have been reproduced. That one upside down. And yeah, that one there is about 120-year-old. An Australian tomato producer made those, a chap called Peacock, W.D. Peacock in Tasmania. Starches, they used to use a lot of starch in the old days. They didn't have a lot of powder in the early days. It wasn't until about the late 30s probably before powder became. A bit of soap and a grater, grate the soap up, put it in the washing. When they done, and also one of these, you might have seen these before, the soap saver.
Yeah.
All the little pieces of soap you put in here, shake it in the water to make it frothy. You've probably seen these before, little blue bags.
Yep.
When you've done the whitewashing, put it in there, yep. And if you got stung by a bee or an insect, dip it in water and put it on the bite.
Oh, okay.
Helps take the sting away. The old blue bag, they were very popular up until about the 1970s probably, and we don't really see them anymore. But they make it in liquid form now, I believe. Then we go up here to tobaccos. Lots of tins of tobacco there. In the old days, all the men smoked a pipe, and they were left with the empty tobacco tin. So Dad would take it down the shed and put his screws and his nails and that sort of thing in. Insect repellents. A lot of different poison ones there in the early.
ਲੋ ਜੀ ਚਾਚਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਕਰਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਬੜਾ ਮਜ਼ਾ ਆ, ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦਿਖਾਈਆਂ, ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਉਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਸਕੁਇਕੀ ਬੀਚ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਟਾਫਟ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੇਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ ਸਕੁਇਕੀ ਬੀਚ ਘਰ ਤੋਂ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 4 ਘੰਟੇ ਦੀ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੀ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਤੇ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਐਨੀਵੇ ਮਜ਼ਾ ਬੜਾ ਆਇਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਦਿਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਤਰਾਜ਼ੂ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬਚਪਨ ਨਾਲ ਲਿੰਕ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਦੀਆਂ ਯਾਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਬਚਪਨ 'ਚ ਅੰਮੀ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਤਰਾਜ਼ੂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤਕੜੀ ਕਹੀਦਾ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਅਸਲ 'ਚ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੰਜੀ ਥੱਲੇ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਉਹ ਐਡਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਥੋਕ ਦੀ ਦੁਕਾਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ। ਅਤੇ ਅੰਮੀ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਕੱਢਣਾ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੁੜ ਵਾਲੇ ਚਾਵਲ ਬਣਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਅੰਮੀ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਚਾਵਲ ਰੱਖਣੇ ਕਿਲੋ ਅਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਰੱਖਣੇ ਗੁੜ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਸ ਤੋਲਣਾ ਜੀ। ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਤਕੜੀ ਦਾ। ਪਹਿਲੇ ਜ਼ਮਾਨੇ 'ਚ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪਿੰਡੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਚਾਵਲ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਉਦੋਂ ਤੋਲਦੇ ਹੋਣੇ ਆਟਾ ਜਾਂ ਚਾਵਲ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਬਸ ਮਿੱਠੇ ਚਾਵਲ ਬਣਨੇ ਤੇ ਤਕੜੀ ਨਿਕਲਣੀ ਤੇ ਅੱਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਲਾਣਾ ਕਿ ਵਾਹ ਜੀ ਵਾਹ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਤੇ ਮਿੱਠੇ ਚਾਵਲ ਬਣਨਗੇ। ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਅੱਬਾ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੈੱਡ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰੱਖ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ। ਬਸ ਜੀ ਯਾਦਾਂ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਚਾਚਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੰਦਮ ਦਈ ਦੀ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਲੱਭਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਜ਼ਮਾਨਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਛੋਟੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ। ਨਾਨਾ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਘਰੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੁੱਕ ਕੇ ਕਣਕ ਕੱਢਣੀ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੁਕਾਨਦਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਣਾ ਤੇ ਟਾਫੀਆਂ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਜੀ। ਬਸ ਜੀ ਛੋਟੀਆਂ ਯਾਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵਕਤ ਅੱਛਾ ਗੁਜ਼ਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਅੱਛੀਆਂ ਯਾਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰਨ 'ਚ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਲੋ ਜੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਦਿਓ, ਦੁਆਵਾਂ 'ਚ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਣਾ। ਅੱਲਾ ਹਾਫਿਜ਼। Like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you will never miss another video. Thank you.